Hi. Hi, Ridhima. Hi, Akshata. Hi, Parnavi. We're just waiting for a few more people to join in, then we'll just get started. So how was the weekend? Great. Hi, Gunjan. Hi, Preeti. Hi, Anisha. Hi, Rashika. Hi, Jaya. Hi, Mary. Hi, Vibhuti. Hello. Hi. So, good afternoon. I know it's the middle of a busy day, and so thank you all for taking this pause for yourself and for your children. And let's make this powerful 15 minutes, okay? So today we will be talking about, is your child's calendar, what is it like looking like? Is it overscheduled? Is it designed to give focus to things that truly matter? Is it just keeping your child busy, or is it helping them make real progress, right? So type excited if you're looking forward to today's Parenting Shastra Insight. Type excited. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So today I'll keep it very, very interactive. First of all, let's start with some reflection. And I want you to stay very active for the next 2-3 minutes. Just type in yes, because then at the end we'll be counting all our responses also. So I'll be asking you a few questions and you have to respond with yes wherever it is applicable for you. Okay, right? Done? Great. So let's proceed. First of all, let's start with these questions. Do you feel concerned if your child's time is getting utilized properly? Type yes if you feel concerned that if your child's time is getting utilized properly or not. Question number 2. Are you unsure of the number of activities, that they are too less or they are too much? Type yes if you think you are unsure that your number of activities are not optimum. Question number 3. Is your child resisting to attend the activities you have planned for her? Type yes if your child is resisting to attend the activities. Yes, Shweta. If the child is not showing interest or is saying that, yeah, yes. Question number 4. Do you have to push the child to get up, to get ready, and to attend the activities? Next question. Does your child complain about not liking the teacher or the activities, or wants to take often breaks from activities? Type yes if the child is complaining. Next question. Is your child irritated between activities? And the last question. Do you find yourself getting overwhelmed with managing your child's schedule? Yes? Okay. So count the number of yes you have put in the chat box. These are 7 questions. Type the number of yes you have. Tell me the count. What is your count of yes? Okay, Akshat 5, Ridhima 4, Gunjan 5, Preeti 5, Anisha 5, Rashika 6, Hiranya 3, Shweta 2, Jaya none. Very good. Mary none. Vibhuti 1. Okay. So see, if your number of yeses are more than 2, then certainly it is something that we have to pay attention to. Okay. So let's, yeah, others can also keep typing their number of responses. But let's start with, first of all, understanding that why is over scheduling an issue? Because sometimes we feel that under scheduling se to acha hai ki over scheduling ko. Why? Because we think ki, okay, if the child is under scheduled, then he would waste his time in mobile phone and other things which are useless. So it's better to plan some activity to just keep them busy. How many of you resonate with that? We just plan some activity to keep them busy. Type yes if you feel that. Yeah, so many of us, so many. Even I used to do that when my children were young. just because I wanted them to be out of home. Because I used to think that at home they'll get too pampered with the grandparents. So for me, that was the reason, at least till my daughter was young, to keep her away from over pampering. I would schedule her for activities many times, especially during summer break. I would do that it is like, too much at home. She will stop or get out of the rhythm and will not do so many things which she was doing at school, and lose her touch with English, because I would be at office. So behind me, she'll not be able to, maybe getting so much, she'll not get so many opportunities to converse well. So that was one reason. Okay. So first of all, let's try to understand, why is overscheduling so bad? What are the ill effects? We all know, some of us, we all know intuitively, right? So what do you think are the ill effects of overscheduling your child? Now, see, I'll tell you. One, of course, is that, when you overschedule your child, it generally leads to the child losing interest and motivation. Child feels that, okay, he's just being rushed into so many things, but he stops enjoying things, because then when things are scheduled one after another, there is no time to just relax and enjoy. So something which was meant for enjoyment and fun and just taking a break from study becomes a pressure point in itself. Then we have paid the fee and we want child to attend everything. So the complete purpose of having that activity is gone. The child is just being pushed by us. And when they are being constantly pushed, we have discussed this so many times, right? When you push, they lose interest, they lose self-motivation. So the days would look busy, productive, but there is no real progress. Because even if they are making that painting, it is just like, okay, bheja hai class mein to bana dete hain. Some children will make it, some children will just disturb others. Like, when my children used to have their painting classes, they were going on for at least 3 years, and they were happening at our place regularly. But then, some other students also joined from the society only, who were just being sent कि अच्छा society में हो रही है ना class, तो आप भी जाओ attend कर लो. And the teacher was interested in increasing the group size, that he of course get more fee. And those children were just coming because they were sent, okay? And they disturbed the class so much that even children who were enjoying the class stopped enjoying, because they were just busy talking all the time, right? Something very common. We have all seen that, right? So we don't want our child to be that one child, right? So just see to it that you are not, just sending the child to pass his free time, right? You know what I'm saying, right? So it is very important for us to understand that the child also needs free time for contemplation and for reflection. Of course, we are not able to manage that thing. We have to start working on that. But let's not take away all the free time, thinking that free time will lead to boredom or free time is not good. Free time is the time which is very much required, but we don't know how to manage their emotions and their activities during, not activities, but their emotions during free time. And that's why we put them through so many activities that they are deprived of the luxury of free time. So we have to first of all really understand that even children do need free time. Like we used to have free time, right? Is any of you around here who has not had a free time? Any of you? Ridhima, Gunjan, Rachika, Hiranya, any of you who think you did not have free time while growing up? We all had that luxury, but we are not providing that luxury to our children today, right? So let's be aware of that. Let's be aware of that, okay? Why do we get trapped with overscheduling? What are your reasons? Now you're all admitting here, right, that you have seen these issues. Most of you are having 4 or 5 yeses. So why are we getting trapped into overscheduling despite knowing that overscheduling is bad? What are your reasons for that? So things like, we want a child to be all-rounder. We don't want them to be left behind. Sometimes it is a very logistic issue that, okay, the child's elder brother or sister is going for the classes, so let's start sending this younger one also with her or him. Okay. And of course, we want them to take a break from mobile games. So we think some activity is better than staying at home. Or we want to utilize their time better while we are away working in office, right? So many reasons. Everyone has different reasons. So yes, Akshaya, right? Yeah. See, yeah, I understand. Joint family issue is certainly becoming a very big issue these days, because grandparents these days are not like what we used to have grandparents, like, who were always with, doing their thing and not too much of a hassle for us. They were doing their thing, we were doing our own thing. They were not helicopter grandparents, neither were they social media grandparents. These days, grandparents are so busy into their own social media thing or into TV and all of that, Netflix series, that children sometimes, instead of getting benefited, are getting into a worse situation with grandparents being around, because you can't even tell them to switch off the TV, which you can at least ask your maid to and put some CCTV cameras. I know all of that. But we have to, jointly come up with some solutions for that. So for the grandparent thing, I have already done a full video. You can go and watch that on the YouTube. But I think in our weekly call also, we will be discussing about grandparents in the next week's weekly call, because there are some specific issues that we're getting on the grandparents. So we will be addressing that in a big way. Okay. Yes. Okay, so how to overcome this problem of overscheduling? How to go about this? See, यहाँ तक हम सबको पता है कि let's start small, right? We all start with 1 or 2 activities to begin with. But then what happens? Somewhere the derailment happens. What happens? Once we start with 1 or 2 activities, slowly, the child, he sometimes does not take interest in all the activities and we don't know what to do. Right? So let's talk about how to go about this. I know a lot of you would know a lot of things, but even if you take 1 or 2 important things from here, that will make a difference. So see, give your child sufficient time to develop an interest with a new activity. This is something very important. That support that you give when your child is getting into a new activity. Like, don't push if he does not want to attend one day. Don't just talk about, just don't talk about like what did you learn, but also talk about how are the friends, how is the teacher, what is the class strength, did he actually get an opportunity to practice. So Rishita, what is the age of your child? So Rishita is asking that his son gets disinterested in every activity very soon. And what all activities have you tried with him? Okay, so okay, 8 years and swimming, keyboard, painting, football. So see, okay, many times what I've seen is that, with keyboard, you don't even get an opportunity to practice it. Is it taking his own keyboard or is he using the keyboard provided in the music classes? And sometimes, it's so loud environment because everyone is playing their own thing. You hardly get to understand your own thing. I mean, when I asked, my child also used to go for piano classes. Then we later on moved him to individual home classes. But when he was going, I used to think that how can he practice with focus when so many children are playing? But he was okay with that. So sometimes it's a difference in how we perceive and the child is also taking, because for them it's okay. They are able to manage. Maybe as adults, we are more, into this feeling that if others are playing, how can I play my tune? But children sometimes are not affected also. But some children may be affected. Similarly for swimming, they enjoy the swimming activity, but before and after the changing part and waiting in the queue for the washrooms, all of that gets very messy. So basically try to figure out what are the concern areas. Swimming, sometimes, the children are little afraid of water, no doubt about it. And teachers are too pushy to just push them that, okay, no, try. So you have to basically, communicate with your child. So open communication is the key. I think I just keep harping upon that every now and then. But there is no other way out, parents. That is the only way we can really help support our children and see what is going on in their minds. Okay, because we don't want our children to land in a situation where they don't enjoy an activity, but they are so afraid of coming up to you and saying that, पहले 2-3 activities already छोड़ दी हैं, अभी ये भी अगर मैं छोड़ दूंगी तो mama will be angry with me. So with that fear, they are not able to openly tell you what is going wrong. And we don't want certain situations to happen. Okay. So that is the biggest ill effect, when the children stop trying, because that is a situation of disinterest. And we don't want something which was meant to be for fun, relaxation, rejuvenation, to become something like a chore for them. That enthusiasm should not be lost. That is something that we have to be really, really, mindful about at all times. Right? So we need to, have a clear mantra that how should we develop a plan for activities so that children really enjoy them. So tomorrow we will be discussing this mantra for developing a clear plan for activities. And till then, I just want you to understand that being busy is not being brilliant, right? We don't have to overschedule. We just have to ensure that the enthusiasm is maintained. And how do we go about it? We will discuss in our tomorrow's live. So see you tomorrow. And thank you everyone for joining in.